Hi guys, it's Lucy and today I'm going to be doing my January TBR. So first let's start with the book that I am currently reading. One of these books is from my last currently reading video I did on Christmas, I think. That book is Girl Boss by Sophia Amoruso. I am on page 181. There's less than like 250 pages in this book, so I'm almost done, I think. It's slow going because I don't really like her as a person, and this is Sophia Amoruso's memoir slash guide to how she got to where she is, or she was. She was the CEO and founder of Nasty Gal, which is a clothing company slash store. She just doesn't seem like a nice person, like reading this from the book. And there's a Netflix series that was based on this, and in that show, a lot of people said she didn't seem like a nice person. She was really unlikable. And it comes through this nonfiction book, so... But yeah, I'm almost done, so I'm going to finish it. Next, I'm currently reading Men Explain Things to Me by Rebecca Solnit. Not sure how to say her last name, I should have checked. But this is a series of essays basically about like feminism, her perspective on things, and I'm like halfway through with it, and it's interesting. The first essay was good. The first essay was Men Explain Things to Me, which is like what the book was based off, and like it was like a blog post she did, I think, but I'm not sure I agree with her on some things, just because it seems like she's drawing a lot of parallels that don't need to be made exactly. So now on to the books that are just like books that I picked up off my TBR. As you guys know, or maybe don't know, but you can find out, one of my goals is to try and buy less books and try and read more off my TBR. So two of the books are from my physical TBR and one of them is from my ebook TBR, so I can get that ball rolling. The first one is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. It is past time for me to read this. This is going to be the first physical book I start of the year 2018. What year is it? I'm excited for it. Everyone knows what this is about. I don't need to say it. Uprooted by Naomi Novik. This is a book that has shown up on a bunch of my TBRs because I keep wanting to read it. I think I'm really going to enjoy this story, and I just haven't started reading it for whatever reason. And now is as good a time as any for me to start reading it. But this is set in like a kingdom where basically the forest is evil and there's a wizard who's called the dragon that protects the town who lives near the forest. And the only thing the dragon asks for in return is a girl every 10 years to like help him around the house and blah blah blah. And they stay with him for 10 years and they come back and they're like changed or whatever, in the sense that they're now like super educated and they don't want to go back to the town, and most of them end up going to the city, and our main character ends up being chosen as the next girl. It's about her and like what she learns living with the dragon, I think. I read the first chapter of this a while ago before I went back to school because this is part of my try a chapter tag, and I really liked the first chapter. It really intrigued me, so I really want to read it. And last, for my regular TBR books that I just picked out from things that I own, we have Unrivaled by Alison Noel, and I should have looked up the synopsis before I did the video, but from what I remember, it's about 3 teenagers who are beautiful. Something happened. I think a girl dies and like somehow they're intermingled with it. I really don't remember, but the premise really sounded interesting to me when I did know what it was about, so I'm excited to read this. I do want to start rereading a series of Unfortunate Events books. Again, I did this last year, where I reread the first 4 books in preparation for the Netflix series, and the series is coming back in March according to my research, and the next season of the Netflix series will be based on the next 5 books. So I'm going to have the first 2 on this TBR. I may or may not read them because the season doesn't get released until March, so I have time. But the next 2 are The Austere Academy and The Ersatz Elevator. I never knew how to pronounce that. Both by Lemony Snicket. I really enjoyed the first season of the Netflix series, and I've been really enjoying being able to like go back and reread this series because it's been such a long time. So that's something I may or may not want to do this month. And now on to the random picks for the month. If you don't know, I used to do this thing for my TBRs and I kind of stopped doing it, but I really like doing it, so I'm bringing it back. This was originally inspired by Olive from Book Olive. Basically, she just picks out 3 random books and then she chooses one to read that month from her Goodreads TBR. And I'm doing the same thing. except this time I have 4 random books because one of them wasn't immediately available to me, so I had to put it on hold at the library, so I don't know if I'm going to have it in time for me to pick it. And in the future, I'd really like it if you guys pick the numbers for me, so if you feel like it, please leave a comment down below with a number between 1 and 394, because that's how many books I have on my Goodreads TBR. And then I'll use those numbers to pick the books for the next month, and so on and so on and so on. The first random pick I have is Longbourn by Jo Baker. And speaking of Olive from Book Olive, she just had this on her favorites list for 2017, her favorite fiction reads. So I'm pretty inclined to pick this up. It's super weird because I did the random number generator and it picked this book and I just watched her video. This is a Pride and Prejudice kind of retelling about the servant people in the Bennet household. So all the events of Pride and Prejudice are happening, but then it's about the servants' lives and not exactly how they're affected, it's just about their lives. And I think it'll be really interesting, and I've heard really good things. All Fall Down by Ally Carter. This, I don't remember what it's about, but it's written by Ally Carter, who I really enjoy as an author. She writes a lot of fun, quick reads about smart girls who are kind of not exactly in over their heads, but in situations that you don't exactly expect. So I'm leaning towards this. I also have this on my ebook TBR, so that'll help in getting my ebook TBR. So it's mostly between these two. And then the other two I have are Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. This is the second book in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, and I read the first book sometime in November, I want to say, or late October. And so I might want to pick it up, but then it's also on hold at the library, so I don't know. And lastly, I have The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. And this is probably not going to be picked. Once again, I've been meaning to read this book, but it's just probably not going to happen this month. I'm probably leaning between Longbourn and All Fall Down. But yeah, those are the books for my January TBR. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any opinions about any of the books that I talked about in this video, please be sure to leave a comment down below. And also, leave me a number between 1 and 394 for my random picks for February. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make more videos where I talk about books. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!